Hi everyone, Mature Simmer here. So it's time to get the crop treated with herbicide so that we are getting the highest yield we can and, getting points for taking care of the weeds and so forth. It's really more about getting the highest output we can than anything else, because frankly I'm not doing much on the grass field, so my environmental score is not honestly that great. So there's obviously some challenges there. So let me just take a quick look at the weed map. So yeah, it looks a little bit different. So it does seem to be a bit unique in how weeds appear, but not substantially different. So, maybe the automation or something is kind of what drives it. It's not a map from the map creator, which is kind of what I was thinking, is maybe there's an overlay of how weeds appear. But it would make more sense that it would be a bit randomized. So if you saw the last episode, my concern was, it was kind of almost crazy how many weeds there were on the field. Oops. And so I was really wondering, how effective everything was, because it just wasn't appearing the way that I expected it would be, because obviously we don't spray nearly as many weeds. And then suddenly we were left with all kinds of things. So let's see. Shoot. So we did miss a little bit there. That's what I was worried about. But we'll have to try to remember to circle around at the end and get that. So this should be kind of the main thing to get done. Usually when I'm on the server, I'll obviously check and see what other work might be needed. Basically, I'm always having to monitor the BGA with the slurry and monitor the cow barn to just make sure that they've got everything they need. So you can see with the see and spray technology kind of how things are working out there. So let's see, we'll try to get this moved over here. A little bit more challenging because it has got a heck of a boom. Whoops, I didn't want to go that far, but our lag is being the lag that we normally enjoy on a multiplayer server. So obviously we can't go super fast. We're able to travel about 7 miles per hour to apply this herbicide. But the key is that, we're able to do it much more effectively with the see and spray technology, because it has a lower need for consumption, because it just literally senses a weed and only sprays that amount. And so if it's just individual little weeds here and there, it's just a spritz off of one nozzle, as opposed to the way we used to do it before this technology was introduced, and that was just spray everywhere, and we were obviously over applying. That was more costly and obviously more environmentally harmful as well. So I'm going to get through this, and I am then going to go ahead and be back, and we'll just take a quick look around the farm. But I think this might be a relatively short episode for what we're getting done, but we'll see what it looks like, so I'll see you in a bit. Alrighty, so I've got this completed at this point, and I'm just going to get this parked. You can see again I used maybe less than 10% of what I had in the container here for herbicide in the reservoir, so could get 10 years of harvest off with what we have in one herbicide container. That's what we ended up kind of determining in Shellbrook once the See and Spray was running was that I really didn't need the herbicide container anymore because, you know, everything worked as it needed to be. So let me take a look. We've got in good shape with the cows, so we've got enough hay, we've got a good amount of straw, so I don't think we need to do anything else to fill anything. If we pop over here, you know, we've got a few containers of cheese showing up, so we've got a couple thousand liters that are done. So that's moving along. So we might be able, if I'm paying a little more attention, to move that along a bit quicker. And yeah, I'll go ahead and I'll move a thing of slurry over. So yeah, we actually have some room for hay to get that done and get that dumped out completely. And then I'll move this. We'll leave it here. Once again, that will give us the ability to then just grab that crappy trailer and move things over, but also hay gets consumed quicker, so topping that off with the additional amount is always a good thing. So just need to grab the tanker. We'll go grab 50,000 liters of slurry, and then that will put us in an excellent spot. Just knew it was going to get loud doing that, so figured I'd stop talking while I was jumping out of the truck and connecting the hoses up. But that will get us to, you know, 72,000 liters, and it's like 70-something thousand when they're full. So that should keep us in pretty good shape. I think it's been a few days, 2 or 3 days, since I moved the slurry over. It just doesn't consume that quickly. So it's always a good thing when I have an opportunity. It's, you know, I'm looking for things to do, to look at that. So yeah, if I go in here, you know, we sold quite a bit yesterday, but we can see, you know, we got the biogas income of 3,800, so, you know, we're not making a ton, but it's enough to at least keep it operating and going from there. Now I'm a little confused because I thought we were getting significantly more than that, but that could have been a partial day. I just don't remember. So we'll see how things pan out today. You know, because it is almost 8 o'clock. We're only at about 1,100, and obviously the slurry's been there, so we may only get 4,000 or so processed through the BGA when we do this. But once again, I think it only costs a couple $100 a day to run the BGA, so it's still a profitable endeavor, and it's better than chewing up the silage, because we had determined before that I make more off of the milk than I do off of the BGA. It's just a little more convenient if I have extra silage to have done that, but it's not something I need to focus on. So, a little bit slow to dump out of these than is typical, I think, for stuff out of the tanker. Whoops. I didn't think I had put it in reverse, but I may have, to kind of force a stop. So at this point, we have got the work that we've got to do today done. I got it done before it rained, which is even better. Not sure where the best place to leave this is. It's always a little bit of Russian roulette right now of like, will I need it for slurry next, or will I need it for milk? But given we just moved the milk, we're at about 40,000. So as we talked about, it takes like 2 days to get a tanker. I'm thinking I'm going to need to move slurry first, because the capacity is less. So we'll get this disconnected as always, so that when it is time to use the truck, we're not attached. It was different here with the hay, but let's make sure. So yeah, the hay's now up to 123. Straw's a little bit low. You know, we probably could almost get a full trailer load in, but it's not something we need to press. So I'm going to wrap this for today, and right now, you know, we're just waiting for that canola, which is going to take quite a bit. It's going to get us into the fall. So the rest of the monitoring for the year is going to be the cows and so forth. So more than likely, what I tend to do in that case, unless I'm going to move cheese or whatever, we'll see what that turns into, but it may just be letting you know what I'm doing, but releasing it all in kind of a single episode so that it's just not a bunch of really short episodes otherwise. But for now, this is a short one. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.